love this saying. It's a chef saying that we haven't reached perfection until, or come close to perfection until it's left the menu. Three, two, one. Good to go. My name is Michael. Oh, hello. My name is Michael. Start again.
Don't need to. Everyone knows you're Michael.
Yeah. Nah, I'd love to introduce myself as hello. My name is Michael.
Go for it.
3, 2, 1. So my first ever hospitality job was when I was 16. It was Wagamama in the Galleries Victoria. I just thought, hey, you know what? I'll chance my arm and I'll ask the manager on duty if they're looking for anyone. Did that for about a year until I focused on my HSC studies, where after high school I actually went into doing medical science at university, as well as a degree in international and global studies, both which are to my mother's dismay incomplete. At the same time, I was bartending full time, and that bartending passion overtook my passion at university, and I just decided to give it a shot. At the age of 19, I got my first ever bar job. I remember Googling what bourbon was just before the interview. In 9 months to a year there, I learned quite a lot. After working at the Novotel as a bartender, I applied for a job at Victoria Room, which is one of the best cocktail bars at the time, and absolutely got schooled by my friend Lee Potter Kavanagh. He was the bar manager at the time. I didn't know how to put a beer down on a napkin. For some reason, my cocktail tin started sticking together miraculously instead of opening apart. I got my first ever nice job at Glass Brasserie at the Hilton, where I learned all the finer things in hospitality, from the food service to all these different types of dishes, varietals of wine, how to serve wine and how to decant it, how to serve at a table. Really opened my eyes up to how nice working in hospitality could be. After that, I decided that I really wanted to be a cocktail bartender, and that was what I wanted to hone my skills in. And I got a job at the White Hart. I was just behind the bar, just pumping out drinks, honing my skills. 3 months bartending next to Ollie and Misha. I learnt more than I had in the 2 years prior to that, just by standing next to them. And after that, I chanced my arm and lied a lot on my resume to get a job as a bar manager at Black by Ezard. That was my first little break into the bartending scene. That's where I got my first few reviews from food critics. I was catching the train home and I got a text saying that we had been visited and reviewed that one day that I had taken off, which is quite funny. And as a testament to the people I had around the time, we got a really popular review. The bar won a few awards here and there in some publications. Moving from there, I got some extra responsibility to take the lead at SoCure, and that was a completely different vibe to Black, maybe a little bit more high volume, a lot larger in terms of the offering. After the casino, I visited and worked at a few small bars in the area that were very reputable, like Bulletin Place, Tio's, Cliff Dive. I learnt the difference between 5 mils in a cocktail really matters. That basics are the most important parts of the drink. This was from obviously the juicing to the ratios, to being precise with sweet and sour, to using fresh produce in the right way. Really learnt what small business was all about, how hard it was to be a small business owner. The creative part of me, the part that didn't want to answer to an owner or anyone really, made me push to open up my own venue. We went through a lot of teething pains. We had heaps of challenges in opening PS40, but we'd overcome them and seen the fruits of our labours afterwards, and seeing this beautiful venue right now is really important to me. There's not been anything in cocktail bartending that has defined drinks like food has. When we first started out, we being myself, Tor, and the team, 10 cocktails, 10 interesting drinks that showcase different techniques or different methods of doing something. Hopefully a slight good array of spirits. We wanted those 10 cocktails to be nice and broad as well as interesting. We play around with ingredients and methods that we think are really interesting or something that we've never done before. Whether or not it's creating tea bags to order for aroma, or it's a fat wash, or this ingredient is sous vide with this. We just muck around and do things that we find interesting. All these old school techniques that we take for granted in cooking and translating them to drinks are things that make me quite excited, let alone all the fancy new gadgets that bartenders have access to these days. I feel like my philosophy in drinks is a good balance of both worlds, and at the same time having fun. Like, no one wants to go to a bar and not laugh. No, like we're in an industry and in a room where good times are the number one commodity, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather have a shit drink and have a great time rather than the other way around. Yeah, I think that would be my number one philosophy.